Hi, I'm SKR, and I've already made my breach predictions with a video where I made a breach bingo card, but I had a Discord server where I had some of my friends that I met through the click in there, and I asked them what their breach predictions were and how they felt about the contract. So today, I deleted my Discord server, and I figured that this would be sort of a swan song for it, having some of those key members in there talking about how they feel about this upcoming album. But before I do that, I also want to say a big thank you to everybody who has watched my videos or shared it or anything. I now have a Google AI overview that if you type in SKR Studios 21 Pilots or just SKR Studios, it will come up with a synopsis of my channel, who I am, and what I do. And I think that's so cool. So thank you guys so much. But without further ado, here it is, some of the Click's breach predictions.
Hello SKR and SKR enjoyers, it's Crispy Bacon. I was asked to make some predictions for Breach and share my thoughts on the contract. First and foremost, I need to clarify I don't have a lot of predictions for Breach other than the ones I'm about to mention. My first prediction is going to be that there is not going to be a Jenna song, and let me explain my reasoning. My reasoning on this kind of stands with SKR. We already got a love song, we got The Craving, in this general era, so part of me thinks we're just not going to get one. Another prediction I have is that Josh is going to be in some vocals. I hope, I pray, because I need that shit, man. Part of me just really wants to hear Josh Dunn sing. And my last prediction is that we are going to get 4 singles, just like we did with Clancy. I shared this prediction in SKR's Discord server, and I got a lot of backlash for it because a lot of people do not agree with me. Now let's talk about my thoughts on the contract. The contract is so good. I can't even lie. I'm going to be fully honest though. I feel like everyone is glazing the contract. It's a good song. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But in my opinion, it's about an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10, which in my ranking is about a mid-A tier, maybe? But oh my god, was that music video insanity! It gave us so many new ideas and theories to work with, it's crazy. However, I love the music video, I love the concept, but it really does spring the question, what is gonna happen this era? Anyways, I cannot wait for Breach in September.
When I first heard the contract, I was like, interesting. When I heard the rap, I was like, okay, I mean, it's pretty good, but it was really just a big word dump with not really much to say. A sentiment that I still somewhat agree with. I mean, there's obviously a theme to it, but if we compare it to something like Overcompensate, where it's not as fast, but it has a greater flow and, actually has lyrics that have meaning, you can kind of tell the difference. To me, it's night and day. And I thought the auto-tune was okay. Definitely the best auto-tune they've ever done. I actually audibly went, oh no, when I first heard it, just because, well, 21 Pilots doesn't really have the best track record with auto-tune, but it's actually done very tastefully here. I didn't really know how to feel when I first heard it, but it's definitely grown on me since the first listen, and I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. A very comfortable A tier range, but definitely not S tier and top 5 like many people have said. Will it eventually go into S tier? I don't know, maybe not, but opinions can change. As for what I think Breach will be and my predictions for it, I don't really know. I've been very cautious as to avoid any leaks at all, whether they be real or fake, just because I want to go into the album as blind as I possibly can. But I just really hope that it's just a satisfying conclusion to the lore. I've always been a music first story person, kind of. That's always been my mentality when I listen to music. But I feel like with a story quite as ambitious and as grandiose as the lore that 21 Pilots has set up for over a decade at this point. For it to end badly would kind of ruin that primary music standpoint for me, at least a little bit, and it will definitely kind of taint the rest of the album and make it a kind of a disappointing listen. So I hope that they just don't mess up the ending. I don't think they will be, but that's just like my one main requirement, the one criteria that I'm just like, please don't mess it up.
Hey everyone, it's me, Knights, coming back for another video on the SKR channel. Wow, we loved Randy. We love Randy so much, right guys? But yeah, the contract just came out. Pretty good song if you ask me. So, I remember when the contract dropped, I was literally, I was at work, and I saw on Instagram that it dropped at 12. I immediately got out my AirPods, started listening to it, and I was really just blown away by it at first. But that was also kind of recency bias playing a factor. But it's impossible to deny that the contract is an explosive and powerful opening for the Breach era, and I really like it. The rap is up there with Levitate as one of the best rap parts of any 21 Pilots song. I also think that the use of the auto-tune and the synths that call back to Vessel is also a very good touch, and kind of draws back to the fact that this might be the cycle being broken, which is very cool, because the whole themes of Vessel is about the night cycle repeating, so that coming back as this might be the cycle being broken, I think that's really cool. But yeah, the contract's really good, has shrunk on me since its release, but great song, definitely up there with all the openers. When it comes to Breach, I'm hoping that this is going to be the ending to the lore that they really advertised with Clancy, and I hope they really deliver this time. I think they probably will, especially since that they've confirmed that this will be the end of the story. So I'm really hoping that this really is a very lore-heavy album that'll wrap it up, and then we can focus on other stuff going forward, because I think it'd be really cool if they told other stories besides the current lore, even though we all love it. But yeah, I'm hoping that there are more styles in Breach that we've kind of seen before, as well as some new takes on top of that. I think we've seen from the contract that there's going to be some more Blurry Face inspired songs kind of combined with the production value that we've seen on Trench and Clancy getting better, which I'm open to, but I'm hoping we see still some variety and some more heavy stuff and maybe some more darker writing. But I'm really excited for what they have cooking up. And I want to thank Randy for letting me come back on and talk about this. So yeah, I'll see you guys in September when it comes out.
I gotta say, man, I love the contract. I think it's a 10 out of 10 song. It's one of my favorite 21 Pilots songs. And that's not just recency bias. I genuinely, I listen to it so much. I cannot get enough of it. I think everything about the song is perfect. I love how experimental it is. And for my predictions of Breach, I really don't know what it's gonna sound like, just because the contract was so experimental. But we'll see. I hope Breach lives up to that vibe, and how I like the production, because it was stellar. The production was so good.
I'm Dank Dirks, and here's my opinions on Breach and the contract. I definitely loved the contract. It's one of my most listened to songs ever now, at least according to Stats FM, with 938 streams. No floods. But as for Breach, I think that routines in the night and navigating were probably going to be on that record, because Tyler had mentioned that Josh kind of convinced him to put him on Clancy, and it kind of makes sense now. I can kind of see having that kind of vibe with Breach. I do think that it'll have far more of a Trench sound than Clancy did, or maybe even a Blurry Face sound, which might not be a great thing. But I think definitely the best tracks are going to be on Breach. I don't know why they wouldn't be. They'll have to come to, a big story, big thematics, which would only make sense if the songs were just as good, if not better than Clancy. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on Breach and the contract.
Hey, So, in my opinion, I think The Contract was actually a pretty good song. I quite enjoyed it. I feel like it, probably A tier song, all things considered. Maybe even low S tier. I'm very excited for Breach personally. I think The Contract's great. In terms of predictions for Breach, I think it's probably gonna be 14 tracks. Maybe in terms of actual length, it's probably gonna be 55 minutes, in between Trench and Blurry Face length. I don't really think that all songs are gonna have a music video. I'd like it if they all did, but I don't really expect it. And I feel like either the last single or the last track will have the music video that ends the lore and stuff. But that would just make the most sense, obviously. It's the big finale, it wouldn't really make sense for the third track to end the lore. That just doesn't make sense. So yeah, those are my predictions.
My Breach predictions is number one, obviously it's gonna have a Jenna song. Every album does. I think Breach is going to have a new fastest rap verse that 21 Pilots has ever done. Faster than Heavy Dirty Soul or something like Lane Boy. It's gonna have 2 screams. I think it's gonna have 2 screams. One in The Contract, which is obvious, and a second in another song. I think it's gonna be towards the end of the album. There's gonna be a reference to a previous song, maybe Overcompensate or something like that.
So, to all of you who were in SKR Serviøs from December until its last date, or if you joined late, if you were in there at all, at any point, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming along on that journey with me. And I'm very sad to see it go, but I think it was right for everybody in there to let it go. So, this is the Swan song of SKR Serviøs. Thank you. See you in the next video.